Hey, what's up? It's Tuesday. I'm Jim here for TheRoughCuts, and today we'll be reviewing the film Witch's Brew. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I was actually sick, so it's the only one I've ever missed. So Witch's Brew is about these two guys. They make their own beer called Slacker Lager, and they run over a cat who is actually a witch who can turn into a cat. So they bring it back to the house because they're nice enough guys. I mean, not nice enough not to run over a cat, but nice. Well, it was an accident. I mean, I'll give it to them. But they bring it back. The witch gets all upset, and they have their Slacker Lager in the backseat of their car, which they're going to make deliveries to various clubs and liquor stores. And the witch puts a curse on the beer, and so anyone who drinks the beer reaches kind of an ironic fate or has their face melt off or something. There are two reasons I reviewed this movie. One, I kind of know the director. I guess we're friends. We're at least Facebook friends. We're kind of friendly, you know, and I always wanted to review it, and I was like, hey, could I get a copy? And he gave me one, and that was really nice of him. The second reason is because Sean C. Phillips is in this movie. He plays this guy who drinks some Slacker Lager, and he's gonna have sex with this chick, and then he just eats her because, you know, he's fat, and fat people eat a lot. So, you know, no offense to him or anything. I mean, I think he noted the irony when he did it. I actually thought he was alright. And various people have various fates. Like, one guy turns into a werewolf. Some people just, like, their skin melts off and, like, that's it. One guy has, like, all his intestines come out his butt when he's taking a dump. There's just one guy who picks his nose a lot and puts his boogers on the, it's this cop, and he puts his boogers on the back of his, like, clipboard, and, like, boogers, like, eat him. And for some reason, I don't know what it is about this movie, but transformation stuff for me, like, ever since I was a kid and that scene in Pinocchio, it kind of freaks me out. And this movie, I don't know if it freaked me out. It didn't really freak me out, but it definitely grossed me out to the point where I was kind of not letting myself throw up for a while, and then I kind of threw up because it grossed me out. That doesn't really happen very often, that I'm so disgusted by a film that I, like, vomit, which I think is kind of an accomplishment, because I don't really throw up at that many movies, like Pink Flamingos and this. I don't know if this movie is necessarily disgusting, or it's just like, it just hit me in a sort of, like, disgusting weak spot I have. But it totally made me get grossed out. And I tried to not throw up for, like, a while. And then I was like, well, this is pointless. Some of these are, like, actually ironic, such as Sean C. Phillips' character, or the booger guy who I don't want to bring up. The werewolf guy, I guess that's kind of ironic because he was, like, losing his hair. And he has, like, lots of hair, maybe. But some of it kind of just felt like, you know, on Nightmare on Elm Street, some of the times, it's, like, super ironic and personal to that character, and other times, like, hey, let's have this lady turn into a roach, and then for, like, no reason. Wouldn't that be cool? And that's never really bothered me as a viewer. I'm always like, hey, that looks cool. I'm gonna go with it. I've seen a couple of those, you know, horror movies they play on Chiller that are, like, not that great. Stuff like that is, like, really dull, and then you're like, it's like you're watching a modern remake of The Killer Shrews. It has so many different things going on with the Slacker Lager that's been cursed, and they have so many different locations to go to. It never really gets dull. You know, I never got bored with Witch's Brew at all. In a typical lower budget horror movie, you just have them, like, talking about, like, oh, we're so fucked all the time. And although there is talk of them being so fucked, they're more proactive characters. If you like horror movies, I actually recommend this. And even if you kind of go, oh, I don't know, I'm not into the lower budget horror, I actually think this would be a good one to check out. And bonus, it totally grossed me out. And that never happens. I can see Cannibal Holocaust and watch a turtle get ripped in two, and that was pretty horrific. But for some reason, I mean, it's not, I don't know, maybe it's just me, you know, that threw up. But I got totally grossed out, and I don't, oh God, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. So I don't know if I'll ever see this again, but I definitely think it's a good movie. So if you have seen Witch's Brew and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments. Subscribe to The Rough Cuts if you haven't already. Subscribe to my main channel, which is in the info box below. Follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and potentially VHX. And follow Earl Bear Holloway's Tumblr, who does the picture at the beginning and the end of this video. And thank you very much. He's still a little sick. Snot just doesn't go away.